So the first recipe tonight, we're going to make a spicy cumin fried noodle. So that's going to be an interesting recipe. Lots of Asian style with tofu, sesame oil, a bit of spiciness. Let's have a look at the ingredients for the first recipe. You're going to need fresh cilantro, green onions, green beans. We're going to have some beautiful and fresh noodles, onions, cumin seeds, lime, hot sauce. This one is with the seeds. We have the garlic chopped, sesame oil, soya sauce, tofu, and jalapeno. So the first thing first, we're going to start with the noodles. I'm going to cut them in half. Okay, so you want to loosen them up a little bit, something like this, and cut them in half. Okay, that way they won't be too long. Okay, we're going to get a burn on. Okay. We're going to put the pot on. Then your water is boiling. So you're going to put your noodles in. So just drop them. So when you put your noodles in, you want to stir, okay? We're going to put a timer for 5 minutes. We want the noodle to be cooked, but slightly to a bite, okay? We want a little bit to have a like undercooked a little bit. Wash your green beans. When your green beans are clean or washed, you're going to clean them. So here, this is not very nice. I'm going to break it, and then I'm going to pull. Okay. So the pointy part here, I leave it as it is. And then here, I'm going to break, pull. That's good. Good. The chili here. And we're going to cut it in half. Okay, so first of all I'm going to cut the ends off here. And then I'm going to cut it in half. Then I'm going to get a paring knife. So with the paring knife, I'm going to remove the seeds. There we go, a little bit more here. Good. And then I'm going to tap. So with the other side of the knife, I'm tapping. That way all the seeds go down. So for the noodles, so you want to grab one, okay, and I'm going to bring it to the cutting board, and I'm going to taste it. So my noodles are tender, they have a tiny bit of bite, which is nice because they give body to the noodle. So I turn off my water and I'm going to drain them, okay? So I'm going to pull them out, and I'm going to drain them. So when your noodles are drained, let them drain to have all the water out, okay? So we're going to cut the jalapeno. So for the jalapeno, you can cut, I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to use skin side down, meaning flesh side up. Position my finger into a claw position over, and then I'm going to slice it. There we go. Then I'm going to transfer them into a small glass. There we go. Good. So when you're done with the hot chili, what you're going to do, you're going to wash your hand, wash your cutting board, so use soapy water for your hand to make sure you remove the heat from your skin, and we carry on. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to cut the tofu into 1-inch cube. First of all, you're going to get a clean rag, and you're going to absorb any moisture. So really put pressure. This tofu tonight is an organic tofu. It's a medium firm. No, sorry, it's a firm, not medium firm, it's a firm. When I do this, I'm going to cut it this way and gently go down. Good. So maybe I'm cutting it in half here, and then each half in half again. So that way I have 4 pieces, and then I'm going to count a small inch like that. Okay, if it's not perfect at the end, it's fine. Okay, next step, we're going to get the stove back on. Start your skillet on high, okay, and heat it up. We're going to add the sesame oil, and we're going to use only half of the sesame oil, which is about 2 tablespoons. Move the oil around. There we go. Just to make sure the pan is well coated. I'm going to add my tofu all at once. There we go. Then I'm going to move it around. There we go. And we're going to saute the tofu to brown it all around, okay, for a few minutes. So I have a nice golden brown color here and there, okay. So we're going to leave the tofu cooking, and the next thing we're going to add is the green beans. So I'm just going to add all my green beans at once. There we go. And my pan is a little bit dry now, so I'm going to add an extra tablespoon of sesame oil. Okay. There we go. And then I'm going to toss it. There we go. I'm going to add the jalapeno. Okay. Onions. Okay. And now I'm going to add the chopped garlic too. Okay, so I have my garlic here. Okay, and I'm going to add it. There we go. Good. So the next thing I want to do is to do my cumin seeds. So I'm going to use a mortar and a pestle. If you don't have one of those, you can leave the seeds whole. Okay, you don't have to crush them, but I like to crush them a little bit. So what I do, I'm just going to go like this. And then I'm going to saute. Okay, next step, get a bowl, clean, and you're going to drop all your food from the skillet, which is a stir fry, into a clean bowl, okay? So like that. And then return the pan to the heat. Add the remaining sesame oil. Okay, so in my pan, I'm going to add my the noodle back. So we're going to reheat the noodles. Meanwhile, we're going to zest the lime first. So I'm going to go over the pan and I'm going to zest it. There's plenty, everything. And then cut the lime in half. Good. Reserve. Get your green onions. So wash the green onions. Cut the ends off. This is not very sexy. Good. Then I'm going to cut the onion in half, like so. There we go. And I'm going to mince it. Now I'm going to add this into my noodles. Then I'm going to add my lime juice, squeeze. Good. Toss. Then I'm going to add my soy sauce. Then the sambal sauce. Make a mix. So I'm going to add the stir fry back. And I'm going to stir. Mix together. At this stage, my pan is on very low. And then I'm going to turn it off. Okay, so no more heat. And I'm going to do my cilantro. So separate the leaves from the stem quickly. There we go, that's good. I'm going to mince it quickly, roughly, not too big. And not too small. Excelente. So I'm going to put about 2/3 of my cilantro in the pan. And I'm going to keep a little bit to garnish. Stir again. Before I serve, I'm going to taste it. Delicious. I like it. Good heat. Nice. And then we're going to be serving. Okay. So I'm going to go putting noodles there. Arrange them. Then make sure everybody has tofu, green beans. There we go. Then I'm going to add A little bit of chopped cilantro on the top. Okay, fresh. So cilantro leaves here and there. Okay. So I'm going to put my chopsticks in there. There we go. How do I do that? Cool. And here I have my spicy fried noodle with tofu and cilantro. Bon appétit!